Hello there, hello there, hello there. Hello there, beautiful souls, beautiful humans. Welcome to this new moon in Leo masterclass, which is all about co-creating heaven on earth and our personal paradise, and how each of us can make the most of the manifesting potential of this 888 Lionsgate. So you are in the right place. Thank you so much for joining me on this fabulous Sunday afternoon, stroke evening, or whatever time it is for you in the world. I am RozyGlow Hannis. For those of you who don't know me, I'm on a mission to co-create peace on earth in one generation, because you know what? I truly believe that we have been hypnotized into lack, into struggle, into stress, and we can actually turn this around in one generation. And I have a three-pronged approach to this, which is backed by science. And I have been very, very blessed to interview the wonderful Dr. Bruce Lipton. If you haven't checked out this video yet, do look at the one that's pinned at the top of my YouTube channel, because there's lots there that will open your heart and your mind to the science behind what I'm talking about. Right now, it's all about what you can do to make the most of manifesting and not miss this opportunity that actually is like a Lionsgate on cosmic steroids. So if you're new to this concept and you're not really sure what Lionsgate is all about, I'll share a little bit about that. But what I'm planning to do today is really to give to you the information that you're not going to receive anywhere else. So in terms of the manifesting gifts that I'm going to be talking about and how you can make the most of things here, this is the backbone that will apply to any modality that you take on board. So there's lots of articles out there in terms of different things you can do, but it's how to do them in such a way that they're going to be really, really effective and powerful. So do stay tuned, because not only am I going to be sharing with you the backbone of how to do that, but also the opportunities that I have for you to actually participate in not just creating your personal paradise in this very, very powerful time, but also a collective vision for all that we can energize, that we can co-create in our reality. Because actually, this is an unprecedented time. You know, I have been talking about it for at least a year. I remember last year saying next year's Lionsgate is going to be really powerful. And we actually get this opportunity around every 9 or 10 years. It depends on the numerology, but we always have an 8-8 portal. And if you're new to this, what it effectively is the star Sirius, which is said to be the sun, or the galactic sun of our galaxy, our central sun of our galaxy, lines up with our solar sun, so our sun in our solar system, and we get these amazing cosmic blessings. Like, it's like so much more source light available to us to be able to blast away the resistance to what we truly desire to co-create on this planet. Now, there's a caveat to this, because what your soul wants and what your human wants might be quite different. And so it's about being able to understand that everything that's happening in this time is to serve you to actually have the best possible experience of being in this skin suit, in this physical reality, fulfilling your soul mission with grace and with ease. So if there's any kind of lack going on in your life, any kind of struggle, anything that feels like it's been difficult, challenging, not as you anticipated, there's reason for it. And I'm here to work primarily with the trailblazers of the new earth paradigm. Those of you who are the leaders of the leaders. I work with the few who influence the many, but I do also work with what I call the builders of the new earth paradigm. The therapists, the healers, the way showers are in the architects band. But yeah, the healers, the therapists, the coaches, the mentors, and I also work with the energizers of the new earth. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that as we go a little further on. But for now, let us actually get on and look at what is here. I'm not going to keep you too long, because I want you to really take on board what I'm saying. So if you want to grab a notebook and pen, now would be the time to do that, and make a commitment to yourself to know that you're here right now to receive information you haven't received before. We have a soul contract to share this information between us. And if you are interested in any more of the work that I actually do, you can check out rosannahannis.com if you're more in the architect camp and therefore looking for one-to-one bespoke work. You can check out RozyGlow.com if you would like to find out more about my small group coaching. I don't do big groups, small group coaching, my online yoga, all the various things that I offer that are all about accessing your 5D frequency and beyond. But the main call to action today is I would love every one of you to please now put starpeaceconsciousness.com on your piece of paper or tap it into your phone. And make sure you check it out, because there's a manifesto, there's a global free meditation I'm asking everybody to participate in on Lionsgate that wants to co-create a Thrive paradigm and personal peace, because the two work incredibly well together. And also in this particular option, you also have a local event for any of you who is in the south of England and would like to come and join me in person. So let's unpack all of this. Co-creating heaven on earth and our personal paradise. What's it all about? But before I go there, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the notifications tab. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for saying hello. Let me know where you are in the world. I would love to know what you're doing here, what really matters to you, what you would like to create in this time frame, because now is the time. You know, every year, my friends, when Lionsgate occurs, it's actually between the 7th of the 7th and then the 8th of the 8th, we get this huge surge of energy. So on the 7th portal, which is between the 5th and the 10th roughly, you get this Sirius Sun alignment start to kick in, but it really kicks in with the energy in Leo. So you get the Cancer energy coming in to kind of help you to purge the old, so you can make space that when the Leo new moon kicks in, and we're really coming to the peak of the Lionsgate portal, which is the 8th of August, and this year it's 2024. This is why it's such a powerful portal this year, because the numerology of 2024, I can't even count, actually comes to 8. So it's an 888 portal rather than an 88 portal. And this is the point, is it's like heaven's gates open up. They are lined up with us, literally every one of us individually. Those of us who are StarSeeds, Lightworkers, Empaths, those of us who are Way Showers, co-creators of the new Earth, those of us who feel like we have a soul mission to help raise the frequency of the planet and humanity. The planet doesn't really need it, humanity does. Then this is when we all get our activation codes. It's almost like we get our downloads for the next year ahead. And when you have a formation like you do this year, it's not just the next year ahead, it's the next 9 years ahead. Okay, so, you know, this is the year where you get to do 9 years worth of growth in 1 year if you set yourself up right for it. And what I have been saying for a whole year is that we have the opportunity of a 1,000-fold expansion. Now, when people try and get their heads around a 1,000-fold expansion, most people find it hard to imagine 10xing their potency, their potential, their influence, their reach, their impact. But if we're saying 1,000-fold, isn't that a bit of a head fuck? Sorry for swearing. Like, it's pretty wild, right? It's huge. And this is the point. Don't let it like get you in the head, because you're not going to find the answers here. It's about exponential growth. Exponential growth. The Syrian sun is 23 times more powerful than our solar sun. So you've got all this action, all of this energy flowing through, like energy to support your highest intentions, energy that is like helping you to see clearly what is not for you, take it off your path. I mean, this is, I would say, a much gentler approach than the eclipses in general, if you know about eclipse energy. But things that are not right for you will move away in the Lionsgate energy, because you are clearing space. The best thing about this time is your capacity to be discerning and to stop apologizing for what you truly feel. Because when you get tuned in and you stop bullshitting yourself, which means abandoning yourself or belief systeming yourself because it's not appropriate to feel the way you do according to your conditioning, then you can come forward a long way, because not everyone who reaches out to you or puts an opportunity your way is actually the right opportunity for you or the right connection for you. Only you know if you feel the resonance. And what so many of us do is we shut down how we really feel in favor of how we feel we should feel, in order to be able to have the support, have the approval, have the recognition, the validation that we would get from this external source. And this is what the invitation is, my friends. Drop it. You don't need to, you know. If I really own, and I look at every breakthrough I've had, especially through struggle moments, into hitting a new frequency and stabilizing at a new frequency of success, it's when I stopped doing what I thought I should do and just did what I felt was right, and stopped trying to work out why I didn't feel right about so-and-so and this and that, and just trusted myself. And this is the point about this Lionsgate. It's bringing up the biggest wound of all, the trust wound. And it's bringing it up for those of us who are here to co-create the New Earth paradigm, because what's happening is we're trying to create a vision that was seeded a long, long, long time ago. And unfortunately, somewhere between when the vision was first seeded and now, a whole load of stuff happened where we lost faith in ourselves. We began to stop trusting ourselves, each other, and source. And so even though we want to fulfill our mission, there's this sense of not being able to trust it's possible, or that we'll be able to fulfill it without coming out a cropper, because every other lifetime, we've not ended up in a particularly good way, right? We're here this time because it is the cosmic party. It is our time to shine. This is the time when we align with the divine, we get out of our own way, we get to see the fruits of our efforts. And it's not just this lifetime. We're talking about going right back to the origins of time on this planet, when the original codes of this planet were seeded, which were the codes of Paradise Earth. That's why when you think about co-creating Paradise Earth or heaven on earth, and you think about your personal paradise, these are one and the same, because in case you didn't know it, I am the founder of the Star Peace Movement. Book about to come out for sale. It's already out, but we're not yet published it for sale. And with this book came 9 different star maps. I'm just going to tempt you here. These are the star maps, which are all about how we kind of harness our human self and our soul self in such a way that we can co-create heaven on earth. And really what it comes down to is this. Star Peace inspires the desire to have an experience of a personal peace. What's your personal paradise? What would be your dream life? Which then, as you connect to it, creates the resonance that allows us to join together with others who are also living their best life. And together we create this world peace frequency. That's the excitement. So I'm going to just get on with what I said I'm going to share today. And I did promise those of you who were attending that I was going to share with you some important information about the key to giving yourself permission. I might have said it there. So discover the key to receiving what you desire and maximize your manifesting power. This Lionsgate, this is what it's all about. So I'm going to share with you the key, the how, the process, and the I am statements that activate the frequency in your energy field, and all that is available to you in order to maximize your manifesting potential as a trailblazer of this new earth, this Lionsgate, and beyond. Because this is the point, is we are basically facing quantum leap energy right now. Like, it's not if, it's happening now. It's not even when. It's not if and it's not when. It's happening. And when I made a video earlier today on TikTok about the frequency of success, and it's a deep knowing before it actually happens, that there's an inevitability. There's no doubt anymore. And yet part of the process is facing your fears and doubts, which is the irony, right? So let's actually just unpack this. You've already been here for 10 minutes, so let's have a look at what the key is. So I'm going to take you through the steps that will allow you to make the most of manifesting, right? And this is really, as I said to you, the essence that will allow everything else that you do, whatever tools you have, whatever modalities you practice, to actually really take root. Because we hear about setting intentions, we hear about visualizing, we hear about acting as if, we hear about vision boards, but how do you really bring this to life, right? How do you make it work so it's not just something you're doing, but it's something you're embodying? So this is where I'm basically going to come to the crux of the whole thing. So as I said to you before, what it really comes to when it comes to this Lionsgate is it's an energetic portal. It's a manifesting portal. So lots of people are talking about manifesting wealth. It is a portal of abundance because of the eternal nature of the figure of 8, 8 being upright, but horizontally, it is also the frequency of eternity and eternal flow. So it connects our human self to our soul self, primarily through the breath. Okay, so what is important to remember is that energy is always energy. It just changes form. You can't get rid of energy. So if you've got dense energy and you want to turn it into higher frequency energy, then you've got to raise the vibration. It's still energy, right? So it's not about getting rid of something. It's about changing form. And that's very important, because for us to receive the blessings that are on offer, so for us to claim our personal paradise and co-create heaven on earth, we are being required to literally get to the gates of heaven, which the only way we get there is to have had trials and tribulations that we have decided to overcome, that we've decided to do whatever it takes to move beyond it. So you might have heard of the hero's journey. This is what I'm talking about. And then when you get to the place where you're ready to receive the bounty of heaven, you're asked to literally forget everything you've been through. It's absolutely letting go of the trauma story that has defined your personal identity. Also, letting go of your fear of annihilation and persecution. That's how you enter through the doorway into the kingdom and queendom of heaven and receive the bountiful gifts that are yours. This is grace, right? You have to let go of that trauma story defining you. It's like releasing it from your cellular memory. And this is the point. All of us who are StarSeeds incarnate, all of us who are here, who have identified as empaths or lightworkers or starseeds, we've all of us go through this cloak of amnesia as we enter into the human body, right? As souls, we forget where we came from. It's the only way we manage to get on with what we're here to do in this lifetime, and then we review it afterwards. How do we know this? Just research it. You'll see there's lots of different people saying the same thing, see whether it resonates for you or something else. But ultimately, you know, what this then comes down to is, all right, then, now what? Okay, so I've forgotten. Now I've remembered. Now you're asking me to forget again so I can actually receive the bounty. It's a huge ask because this is the trust wound. We have followed our instructions implicitly, all of us as StarSeeds, Lightworkers and Empaths on this planet. And there have been times in the past, particularly those of us with the Lemuria wound. So you might have heard you have a witch wound or a wise woman wound. Doesn't matter what gender you're in, okay, in this life. But the Lemurian wound is really the original fall on this planet. So when we came, we seeded the Paradise Earth codes. We were going to be creating a living library of a planet that was learning to co-create through free will. And then all this nefarious stuff started happening that was not part of the plan and was not in the rules. It still happened anyway. And that is what most of us are still kind of watching our backs around. So just be aware, if you're feeling a visceral response to what I'm saying, this is true for you. So here's what's happening in this particular time frame of now. So this Lionsgate 2024, we're having a huge ask, which is to release the trauma story, to let it go, to totally stop it defining our identity. So whatever has been, hi, I'm Rosie, and I've had this experience, blah, 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 and that's what defines me. Not anymore. Who am I if I'm not that story? That's the question. So who are you if you are not your lack story, your victim story, your struggle story, your whatever fight you've got story? Who are you? Write that question down because you want to find that out this Lionsgate. Now, the invitation is, first of all, the crystal grid of the Earth, which was placed by the Pleiadians, one of the star constellation families, is getting an upgrade. We're all of us who are here doing grid work, earth work, here to connect to ley lines, dragon lines, basically clear the grids. We're here to transmute the energy that has been stuck. It's almost like cosmic pipe cleaning and then connecting to each other, because the crystalline grid connects us to all of the sacred sites all around the world. So there's powerful stuff going on. It's not just in this world, it's reflecting in the universe and the cosmos as well. Okay, so the whole universe has had an upgrade. We're going through unification processing, which has been promised for a long time, but now it's happening. It's like, what does it mean? We also have a solar plexus to heart chakra upgrade going on. Okay, so you may have heard in the past that the chakra system is going to be collapsing into just one chakra, and that's the heart chakra. It's been going on for a very long time. Literally everything you could possibly connect to exists in the frequency of the heart. It's a feeling vibration. When you can connect to the feeling vibration and add your intention to it, that's when magic happens. So yes, that is happening. Now we're having this upgrade because we're moving from wounded child to divine child, from wounded masculine and feminine to resolved masculine and feminine. So mum and dad have grown up inside of us. They've received whatever they needed, so they stopped acting from their wounding and their unmet needs. And now they can support the divine child in us, the creator energy, to create in this physical reality. That's what the age of Aquarius is about, right? This is why we're doing a lot to let go of the patriarchal paradigm and the frequency of Pisces age, which was really the age of the martyr, the self-sacrifice age, when now we're coming into the age of living by example. And the thing with living by example is that people generally will judge you and envy you and be jealous of you before they feel inspired to make a change so that they can also have what you have. Okay, so you've got to kind of be prepared to not be liked very much at times. Who do you think you are, getting big for your boots, tall poppy syndrome, blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, I'm one of those. And I'm so glad I didn't listen to anyone that was trying to cut me down. And you know what? It is scary. And that edge of pushing the boundaries, of being a trailblazer, creating a new reality, whether that's for your personal reality or for a national, international, global, galactic or universal goal. If you can imagine it, it's yours to create, right? If you feel desire to do it, it's yours to create, no one else. Okay. All right. So we've said crystal grid upgrade, solar plexus to heart chakra upgrade. There's also a sacral chakra clearing going on and an activation, which is shifting guilt programming into recognizing how important pleasure is in terms of creating. Yeah. I actually wrote this down because I wanted to quote the person that I got it from. But basically, where was it? Okay, I'm going to find it and I'll put it in the text box. But pleasure plus purpose equals happiness. So bringing pleasure to our purpose, our soul purpose, is what brings happiness. And I think it's Sarah Nicholson who wrote that. I read it in a book called The Phoenix Rising, and I'm very, very impressed by it. Okay. So we have this exponential growth possible. We have all these activations going on. Our central core, so that the crystal core of the earth is also going through a massive upgrade. So it's going through into 5D frequency as well, coming into the frequency of wisdom beyond love. So we're better off alive rather than dead, right? In terms of way showing others. And it is why I am so focused on what I am, which is peace and thriving, as opposed to meet the love of your life, manifest 10 times your income, or whatever it is you want. Because this is the point, is whatever your personal wants and desires are, whatever it is that you're like, oh, that makes such a difference in my life, get connected to the feeling frequency of having it. That's the secret. On so many levels, it's the secret, and we'll apply it in different places. But essentially, when you can actually come into the place of knowing you are worthy and deserving of what you want, giving yourself permission to have it, okay, that's the key. Knowing you're worthy and deserving of anything you want and giving yourself permission to have it. When you actually get to the feeling state of having something that you've been longing for so long, where does that take you? Fulfillment. Okay, it takes you into unification. It takes you into peace. It takes you into thriving, because you're not struggling, you're not surviving. So be aware of the language that you use as well, because there's so much that's coming in around that. Now, the reason that thriving and peace are really ultimate aims here is because they encompass health, they encompass wealth, success, fulfillment, happiness, they encompass all of it, right? So any specific material goals you have, if you consider what the outcome of those material goals is in terms of how you feel, that's the place you want to come into, okay? Because that's going to be what allows you then to access the Thrive paradigm, not just in that area of your life, but everywhere else. So to achieve this, we are being required to fuel our intentions with pleasure. So that's why there's a massive guilt detox going on, because pleasure typically has been associated with sin. We've been told to feel bad about anything that is pleasurable, whether it's sex, whether it's consuming pleasurable substances through the mouth, whatever it is that you like to do. So food, there's so much shame around anything that brings us pleasure, right? And okay, we're learning so much about dopamine and, constantly going for that dopamine hit, but we've evolved to this point. But it's important to remember that when we enjoy what we do, we're much more likely to do it and keep doing it than if we are not enjoying it. And the carrot is a far more agreeable way to encourage cohesion and universal connection than the stick. And we have all been operating from a fear-based paradigm, scared into compliance for so long, that what we're having to do in order to receive our bounty and our divine legacy, because this is what it's really about, this is what this new moon and this Lionsgate is about, aligning with your divine legacy, is to go through a massive blame, guilt, shame, and judgment detox. Right, that's the invitation. And what we're doing is we're letting go of creating through shame, guilt, blame, judgment, and fear of what will happen if we don't do what we've been told we have to do. We're learning to create from the place of joy, of what actually feels good, what will give me pleasure to support others to thrive, not just myself. If I can thrive and I can help others to thrive, isn't that the best possible outcome for everyone? The win-win-win, right? So how do we boost your manifesting power? I'm coming right back to that. What I'm going to say to you is this. Before I go into the exact how, I want you to know that there is a website called starpeaceconsciousness.com. When I said that at the start of this presentation, this masterclass, that I have come up with a three-pronged approach to co-creating peace in one generation, that's based on all of my professional experience, and it is backed by science in terms of quantum mechanics and also epigenetics. One of the key elements around this is the power of focused intention when you have a big group of people. And the big group of people, in terms of the critical mass for what I intend, is 9,000 people. So at this point, I'm asking you, please, if you're feeling what I'm saying, to make sure you share this video and the URL, the Star Peace URL, particularly the invitation to the Global Peace Prayer Meditation with your tribe. Because from now, the 4th of August, the new moon, to the 8th, which is when we're actually going to be broadcasting this meditation. It's pre-recorded, and we're asking everybody to participate at 8:08 p.m. Universal Time, which is 9:08 UK time. It's 10:08 p.m. in Europe. If we work backwards, we say 9:08 will be 87654 4:08 p.m. Eastern Time, and take another 3 hours off that. It will be 1:08 p.m., I believe, Pacific time. So you can work it out. When you sign up, we send you a link so you can find out where it is in the world. And if for some reason the timing is not right for you, it's middle of the night and you're not going to be up, how about the AM version rather than the PM version? Okay, can you join us at the AM version of Universal Time, 8:08? Because it is the focused intent of us gathering together at the same time, holding a vision of a paradise Earth planet where we're all thriving. Okay, we're all thriving. Don't worry about who's deserving and who isn't. Everybody is in peace and everyone is thriving. And honestly, I truly believe that people have got a bit of a cognitive dissonance around peace because people are scared it's going to be boring. And I promise you, it ain't going to be boring. Anything but boring. It's going to be ecstatic. It's going to be orgasmic. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be very, very pleasurable. Okay. My dress keeps telling you because getting hooked as well. So the invitation here is to participate in this global meditation. If you are local to me, as in you're in the south of England and you'd like to participate in person, I am going to be taking people through this in real time on the afternoon of the 8th of August in the south of England, a place called Bosham. So if this is of interest, just again, check out starpeaceconsciousness.com, go along to the meditation and you will see the local offerings as well. There's other things there that says local Lionsgate offerings. Thank you. And thanks again for the subscribes. Right, that's done. And I will say, if you find that you're like, I'm interested in what Rosanna's doing, and you want to find out more about potentially working with me, you can head along to, you'll see on the Star Peace Consciousness website, I go into a little description of the Energizers, Builders, and Architects of the New Earth Paradigm. And depending on what you resonate with, you can then book a call to speak with me on the basis of what you resonate with. Okay, so just bear that in mind. It's all on Star Peace Consciousness. So are the details of how you can actually do a little bit more of this work if you're interested. Okay, and I mean what you can do for free to actually shift your perception as a result of that, shift your reality. Because as you do that, as you change your view of the world around you changes. I'm living testimony to that, and so are all of my clients. So let us get on with how you can actually really boost your manifesting power. So let's just say you've read up a few articles. They've all given you some different ideas. I mean, water's really prevalent. It's really powerful. It's very important because it's not just Sirius and it's not just the Pleiades and Orion that are involved. There's lots of different things that are going on around this particular Lionsgate. And water is, well, we're 70% at least water ourselves. So as we work with waters and we work with crystals, we're actually doing something very powerful to shift our consciousness too, because so many of us are doing it together. All right. So the main thing really is going to be that you recognize how powerful you are. This is the first thing that I really want to take you into. So remember what I said about giving yourself permission, okay? Give yourself permission to have what you want. Give yourself permission to dream beyond what you currently have, and allow yourself not just to have permission, but to know that you're worthy and deserving of what you desire. Also, there's another thing here, that anything you actually want, you have to believe is possible. Because if you want it, but you don't believe it's possible, how can it happen? All right. At least you've got to open to the possibility. You might not know how, but it is possible. You don't know how, but you're open to the possibility. If you can get yourself there, then it's possible. But if you just cannot believe something you desire is possible, you might as well desire something else, because you're not going to be able to create something you feel is impossible to create. You're blocking it just by virtue of that. Okay. So allow yourself to switch judgment for curiosity, replace judgment with curiosity, and then you can open to it. Okay, so here's the manifesting 101. First thing, open to grace, open to miracles, open to things being different to what you expect and what you're thinking and what you're presuming and what you're adamant is the case in any situation. Take a breath through your mouth even. Yes, thank you, Tara Love Perry. And open to receive, open to grace. Grace is the power of revelation. Grace is the gift freely given. Grace is even the moment that allows you to suddenly see things differently. So you can no longer go back to what you once did. And because you can see it differently, you free yourself of a previous bind. So that's very, very powerful. So before you do anything else, open to grace. The second thing that's really important for you to be able to really open up to the gifts that are available, because grace allows you to see things differently beyond your conditioning. The second thing is coming into neutrality. That means access your zero balance. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, now is the time to make a commitment to check out the RozyGlow multidimensional yoga on the RozyGlow website. I'll put a link in the text box for you after. But essentially, multidimensional yoga activates the soul chakra and the earth chakra and your light body. It's very simple practices. undoing practices and then bringing divine alignment practices in, the balance of Shakti and Shiva. It's all yoga. I've been teaching yoga for 24 years now. It's been a long, long time. So although I've taught to very advanced levels, it's the demystifying, coming back to the simplicity of activating your core line and your zero balance, which accesses the 0 point field. So first thing, open to grace. Second thing, come to neutral. That means wind your neck in. Let go of judging anyone or anything, including yourself, right? And come into neutrality. Be really open to stepping out of the future and out of the past into the only powerful moment, which is now. And this really is where you can allow yourself to start to receive, because you're in divine alignment. You open up to the 0 point field of infinite potential. And then you want to do the next thing, which is to embrace the choiceless path. How do you do that? And who would want to embrace a choiceless path when there's infinite choice and free will, right? But when you choose the choiceless path, you're choosing your soul's path. You're basically putting the version of you that already has what you want and is having the most fun with it in charge of your experience here on Earth. Don't know about you, but I reckon if I knew that this version of me was happy, healthy, wealthy, in love, having the best life they possibly could, I'd want them to be leading the way rather than me now with my limited perception of what's possible, right? So that's exactly what you're doing when you put your soul in control, which is, I think, the third thing I'm talking about here. So we said open to grace. We talked about access your zero balance. The third thing is call in your highest self. Put your soul in control. You can literally say, I am putting my soul in control. Before I even think about what I want, I'm putting my soul in control. Okay? I am choosing to embody my highest self. Now, I have all sorts of a variety of practices I teach in my coaching programs for doing that. One of them is activating your I am presence. And when you do tune into the global meditation that you sign up for, because you know you really want to be a part of it, then what you're going to be doing is accessing a whole load of I am statements that help you access the Thrive paradigm and also help you to access your highest self-consciousness. Not only do they do that, but we've actually taken the statements for each of the chakras all the way down to the center of the earth, all the way up to the center of the galaxy and the multiverse, for you to embed peace and thriving into every frequency of your being. So there are different statements for each chakra. You'll have to join the meditation to find out the rest of that. Okay, so we've talked about number 3, calling your higher self, put your soul in control. Now you're ready to check out your intention. What do I want and why do I want it? It's worth you checking out why you want it. And actually, this is where the magic is, right? So having a clear intention, yeah, it's important. Some people say, put as much detail as you can into it. I find sometimes that can really limit things. I did write 4 pages of A4 in terms of what I wanted from my partner. It took a while for him to arrive, but he is pretty much perfect, beyond perfect, in fact. Yes, you are, Buzz. Yes, you are. But yeah, the details take time. So if you can access the feeling frequency of what you want, that is your magic. That and the vision, the feeling vibration of it already having manifested, plus the vision, whatever the vision is, woo! And if you can't visualize it, but you know the feeling, focus on the feeling, because that's way more powerful. Okay. So the feeling is what you really want, because that's what's going to fuel your manifestations. How does it feel in your body to have it? Because most of us can't wait to get to the point that we've manifested something and we expect that we're going to be like, yeah. But actually, by the time you get to receiving what you have said you want, you're like, oh, there it is already. I was expecting it. I knew I was worthy and deserving of it. It was imminent. It was going to show up. Oh, yeah, there's the package that was promised to me in the post with the delivery date and time missing, but I knew it was definitely coming. There's a certainty. There's an assurance. You own it, right? When you own it, you can have it. When you don't own it and you're looking for external validation, it's going to constantly be escaping you because something has power over you. Therefore, you're not in your alignment with your divineness, okay? There's a very important lesson there. So clarify your intention. You want it so you can feel how. Now let yourself access the feeling, because that feeling is what's going to help you to then attract. You want to be in resonance with that feeling, then you can attract what you desire. Okay, step 5, as you embody the energy and the frequency of being in the now, of having it, then you ask, okay, what's the next most helpful action I can take? This is what I call conscious mind alignment in my 6-step process, right? What's the next step I can take? What's in my control to take? Okay, so this is where on your vision board, you don't put everything you think is pretty and lovely. You just get really clear. What is my goal? Okay, only things relating to this specific goal are going on my vision board. How does it make me feel? If I feel lacking with that image, I'm not going to put it up there. If I feel excited with that image, I'll put it up there. If I feel full with that image, I'll put it up. Do you get what I mean? That's the discernment. So you want to ask for guidance, get the feeling frequency, and then ask for the guidance of what's going to come into your life that is in resonance with that, to be very, very clear. And that is really important, because that is where you're going to have the biggest breakthrough, because you can feel it's right. It shows up. It might look different to what you expected, but it feels right. And that is what you want to be looking out for. Okay, so the 6th step, which is actually the 4th step in my process, is subconscious clearing. Okay, so subconscious resistance will come up. Don't deny it. Bring it to light. Oh, I'm feeling doubt. Oh, I'm feeling fear. Oh, I'm self-sabotaging. In the meditations I talked about, that's the free global meditation I'm inviting you all to, we put everything that we feel has a hold of us on into a sphere, and we love it up. We transmute it. We change the frequency of it. Okay. Energy is energy. You can't get rid of energy, but you can change its form. So we bring light to it. So this could be thoughts, beliefs, self-sabotage, words and actions not lining up. So pay attention when you say one thing and you do another. There's a bit of you that's resisting. That bit of you wants your love, acceptance, and approval. But what's likely is you're going to judge it, condemn it, criticize it, try and push it away. Remember, no abandoning, rejecting, or betraying yourself. These are really important things. When you stop fawning, when you stop betraying yourself to keep others happy, you take yourself seriously for the first time, and so does everyone else around you. It's something magical that starts to happen. So whatever tools you have currently for clearing subconscious resistance, know it's going to come up when you get really clear on your intention and you claim it and you take inspired action based on feeling already that you have what you want. What's the next inspired action you can take? Oh, cool, so-and-so. You can take inspired action, it totally not work out as you intended. It doesn't matter. It's the taking the action that takes you to the next place. You've got to go there. All right. So that's why if you have an absolute no faith whatsoever that something you want is possible, don't take any action until you believe it is possible, and then follow the action. Okay. All right. So the 7th element here is take inspired action. Okay. Which we've already talked about. Once you're clear in the action that needs to be taken, take it. And then let go of attachment to outcome. So things will invariably not work out as you expect, right? Now, if you decide to see that as a failure, you might as well stay in bed right now and not bother doing anything. If you are willing to learn the return on investment on everything you do, to see the gold, to see the opportunity in every challenge that you experience, everything that doesn't work out, what has it taught you about yourself? It's the difference between being a winner or a loser. People who are high achievers don't believe in winning and losing. Okay, people who are extremely successful do not entertain winning and losing. They're always winning. Okay, there's no such thing as failure. There's growth, there's learning. That's the whole point. That's the mindset shift. Otherwise, you just don't bother. You know, you will give up at some point. Unless you're determined that it doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how, you will receive what you desire. And it doesn't mean that you're going to compromise your essence, your soul truth. You're going to do it in alignment with your soul. That's the key. When you're in this alignment, when you're in the openness, like the energy of now, so many people are going, oh, it's so intense. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. We've got all this charge to basically clear the pipes of the debris, the dross, the crap that normally stops us. So actually there's space for grace. There's space for revelation. There's space for miracles and for magic. Not just for us, but for future descendants, future generations. Not just for us, but for our descendants and our ancestors. We're changing timelines. It's really epic. Okay. Right. This is the final piece. And actually, when you do add everything up, it will come to 8 somehow. Speak your new reality into your present. And this is where you really, really have to pay attention. Okay. To where you're saying one thing and doing another. Oh, I hope. Well, I'm trying. Well, I'm wishing. Well, if I don't put all my eggs in one basket, then maybe. Where are you cancelling out what you want? Okay. Maybe you don't talk about things that haven't manifested yet until they have. Maybe you just state that energy. But like every word that you speak, everything that you read, everything that you tune into, every conversation you have, everyone you engage with, if they are not somehow adding to the energy and supporting neutrality or expansion, they can fuck off. All right. If they're bringing you down, if you're like, there is this thing going on because the energies are so powerfully beautiful right now for change that most of the time I'm experiencing this beautiful flow. And then every so often there's this cog in the wheel and it's like, that's not feeling good. Why isn't it feeling good? This is coming up for me. This person's bringing this up for me. Maybe I'm feeling jealous. Maybe I'm feeling scared. Maybe I'm feeling judgment. Maybe I'm feeling envy. Maybe I'm feeling doubt. Let me lean into that. What's that saying about me? Okay, so where do I need to this or that or what? Okay. Is this about me or them? Is it that I'm just not gelling with them? You don't have to answer every call. You don't have to work with everyone. Yes, the new earth is about cooperation, communication. I want to share this with you actually, because there's nothing that makes me laugh more than new earth leaders talking about co-creating new earth paradigms together and then getting competitive and going, oh, I'm not sure I could do that because, you know, I'm doing my thing and that might not fit with your thing. Here we go. 13 C's of co-creating the new earth: collaboration, creativity, consciousness, connection, communication, compassion, cooperation, co-creation, courage, confidence, celebration, consideration, clarity. They're all there. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to work with everyone. If you don't work with someone, if you don't gel, if you rub each other up the wrong way, be respectful. They might be helpful to you in the future. You might be helpful to them. You don't have to cut your nose off to spite your face. But do not betray yourself by shutting down how you feel to keep someone else happy because it's not polite. That doesn't mean you project onto them. You don't have to get nasty, but pay attention to how you really feel. Can you trust your inner authority? Because if you want to show up as an authority, you have to trust your inner authority. And the reality is this: there are loads of people talking about the new earth paradigm, but they're coming from a lack mindset. They're coming from a struggle mindset. They're trying to create a new world, trying from an old world mindset. I've done it myself, okay? What we do, we learn to be really, really present with where we're saying one thing, doing another, or where we're not lining up with grace and ease. Because if you want grace and ease in your life, you better bring joy and pleasure into what you're doing. If it's not joyful and pleasurable, can you stop? Where do you absolutely have to push through and where don't you? Really important you know that. Okay, so I want to finish this with, I'm going to share with you the I am statements that will really allow you to claim your divine legacy, because your divine legacy is not your, like, if you like, your ego programming idea of what you really, really want as a personal paradise. Okay, your divine legacy is what your soul wants for you. And this soul is wild. So what I wanted to do was just to give you a brief little synopsis of what's going on for the Energizers, Builders and Architects of the New Earth in terms of the shifts possible with this Lionsgate. And again, go to starpeaceconsciousness.com if you want to know the difference between the three. Another way that I describe the Energizers is the nourishers, the builders are the nurturers, and then the architects of the new world, the visionaries, are the oracles. Okay, so whatever you identify with, let's go here. The Energizers are those who share information, talk about things, get excited. Basically, you want the Energizers on side. Okay, so maybe there's no money really being exchanged, but it's the sharing of your content, it's the comments, it's the likes, it's the follows, it's the being able to influence each other to actually create something better than what we have. And what I'm seeing with the Energizers in terms of this Lionsgate upgrade is that there's suddenly a shift towards solution-focused thinking. Like, instead of everyone pointing the finger going, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, we're now going to go, what do we do instead? What do we do instead? What do we instead? So there's this starting to communicate about what the solution might be rather than just pointing out the problem. And I think this is really important for us to understand, because there's a lot of Energizers, there's a lot of new earth awakened souls or awakening souls that are stuck still in the right and the wrong, the duality of good and bad, fighting for change, yeah, fighting for a cure. We can't fight for peace. It's an oxymoron. It's not going to work. We need to be peace. The frequency of peace is in us. When we are it, then we see it. We resonate with it. So that's the difference. We be unification. We still bring to light injustice. We're coming from a resolved place, not a wounded place. Okay, otherwise just switching one fight for another. No more fighting, my friends. Okay, what do we need to fight? It's another conversation. I'm not going to go there right now, but in terms of peace, it's not really about fighting for peace. It's about being peace. Okay, being thriving, not fighting for thriving. You can't fight your way out of lack. All right, it's a whole different mindset. So if you want to know more about that, check out Star Peace Consciousness website. You'll see there's all these different ways that you can participate in being part of the solution rather than the problem. They'll cost you nothing. It's about how you share things on social media, what you talk about, what you energize, who you hang out with, what you focus on. All right, it's amazing. Check it out. Let me know what you make of it. The builders, what I'm seeing the builders doing is that instead of constantly doing things the hard way, and the builders, as I said, are the coaches, therapists, the healers, the mentors, the teachers, yeah, those of us who are helping to clear the density of trauma from the collective, we stop being hard on ourselves. We stop making ourselves struggle so others can be okay. We stop cutting ourselves out. I say we because I'm a builder as much as I'm an energizer, as I am an architect. I see all three in me, and you probably have this in you too. So we actually just choose to make things easier. If my heart's not in it, I don't do it. And how can I share my gifts with this world in the most graceful, easy way? The way that really isn't hard work for me. I don't need to prove anything anymore. I don't need external validation. I'm here to show, to be a way shower to a specific group of people, to help them clear their own crap up, take responsibility for it, and to stop projecting it on others, and to stop it perpetuating. That's what builders do. They're building a new earth around an old one, and they're dismantling and clearing away the density of the past. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. Make life easy for yourself and do the deep inner work. I'm blessed to say that the people that are currently in my 6-month motherboard upgrade, which I call Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless, which is a deprogramming from surviving and a reprogramming into thriving. And it's a nervous system reset plus a perception reset. And this is really the bulk of the work that I do with people in terms of coaching. They're the humble ones that have gone, you know what? I do a lot of really great stuff for other people, but I'm still in division in myself. I'm in lack. I'm in not enough. And I want more. I want more of all sorts of things. And you watch them get into that place of thriving when nothing really's changed on the outside, but they've changed inside, and then everything changes. Oh, it's amazing. So that's there for you if you want it. Book a desire mapping call if you want to know more. Finally, the architects, what's happening for us? Well, the architects have been given the opportunity to expand 1,000-fold. The divine architecture. So those of you who are my one-to-one clients, those of you who've decided to come to do the longer retreat in the 3-month container with me are here to have this exponential growth, to activate a huge shift in your energy field and your divine architecture so you can hold more of your soul frequency in your body. And the 1,000-fold expansion is really how big can you envisage? How stratospheric can you go? Because as much as you can imagine is what's possible. So as we create that expansion, we then receive the input of energy that's coming from our own self, our soul self. And we receive it, we anchor it into the core of the earth, we spread it through the crystalline grid, we connect with all others of like heart, like mind, and magic happens because all of us are getting our senses, our extrasensory perceptions all coming online. And it is super, super exciting. So clearing blockages is the key. That's it, my friends. I'm going to now share with you the 2 I am statements, which is what this is all about. So thank you so much for being with me, because if you want to claim your divine legacy, your divine inheritance, then it's really, really important that you surrender all your desires to the highest good of all, and you allow yourself to desire what you desire, but actually surrender it to something better. And this is the letting go of attachment to outcome is a total game changer, because this is part of shifting into the highest level of awakening as a soul human. It's when you realize not everything is in your control. Okay, it's when you realize that actually, yes, you can empower yourself. Yes, you can surrender, and some things will work out the way you anticipate, others won't, because everyone else is involved in the game too. But when you intend the best for everyone, only the highest good will ever happen. And you're good with that, and I'm good with that, and we're all good with that, right? There's no such thing as death. We just change form. We're energy. We get our heads around that, no stopping us, right? So here's the statements. If you want to write these down, put them into your calling in your highest self-consciousness. Let me know how this has all resonated with you. I want to know what your moments were, what your ahas were, what's like, oh my gosh, okay, now I can apply this to anyone or anything. Wonderful, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Then what ends up happening is some magic and miracles occur, and you can say, I'm claiming my divine inheritance. I am receiving my highest good. I am claiming my divine inheritance. I am receiving my highest good. I'm giving myself permission to receive my divine inheritance. Yeah. I believe it is possible for me to receive my divine inheritance. I cannot tell you how many miracles have occurred in the last 2 months for me. Like things that if you told me that it was possible they could even happen, I wouldn't have believed you. Things that literally affect my 3D reality. Bloodlines, non-bloodlines, just can't even. Very exciting stuff. So let's wrap this up. Where'd you go? Well, first of all, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting notifications. Thank you for liking, sharing, because the more we can share this, the better. Give me a comment. Let me know what blew you away from today. Remember, I've given you the backbone of what can apply to any modality for you to truly have the success that you want and stop trying, but actually embody the frequency that will allow you to have the shift that you desire. And I'm really inviting you into this free meditation. Okay, I'm inviting you to come to join me either for a pre-recorded meditation, which honestly, it reprograms your master cell to thriving and peace. I've been listening to it every morning. This is amazing. I feel so peaceful, right? So if you want that, head along to starpeaceconsciousness.com, go and sign up to the free meditation. If you want to meet me in person for a half-day phenomenal workshop, cacao ceremony, sound bath, contract clearing, and then taking you in real time through the peace meditation and prayer around a sacred site, beautiful crystal. Well, I'm not going to say too much, but activating the crystalline grid, the ley lines, the dragon line, there's a beautiful stone. It's going to be amazing. South of England, get in touch. Details are in the link as well. If you go to Star Peace Consciousness. And then for anything else, lovely ones, if you would like to know more about coaching opportunities, I'm now with waiting list till October start date. So if you would like to get going in October or after that, now's the time to book your call, book a desire mapping call, a sacred union call. They're both available on the RozyGlow.com website. Or if you're interested in one-to-one work, then please go to rosannahannis.com, check that one out. All the details are laid out through Star Peace Consciousness. You'll see builder, architect, energizer. See who you are, see what you resonate in, and then the instructions are there to get in touch. There's a Telegram channel where I'm doing daily readings of the rainbow gems. They're free right now. Okay, I'm doing this all the way through to the end of Lionsgate. The peak ends on the 12th of August, my birthday, but really we're going right through to the 23rd of September. Okay, so after that, we have Star Peace activation codes coming in again. So really, it's quite relentless. You might as well just get on with it and enjoy the clearings that will allow you to receive more. Okay, but this is a time to get with it. This is the time to let the wind beneath your wings get super, super fun to play with and to go to new heights, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to play. You're amazing. Thank you so much for taking this time. Please share this. Please remember to stay really present with these energies. Be in the energy of already having what you want. Wake up in the morning, give thanks for it. When you give thanks for it, you're praying for it. You're saying, yes, that's what gratitude is. I'm already in it. I'm receiving it. Not where is it? It hasn't showed up yet. It's already here. It's manifesting from thought form to plasma to physical reality. Keep your eye on what you want to see evidence of and not the lack. All right. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your comments. Take care for now. All the best. Looking forward to seeing you live. And yeah, let's reach the 9,000. Yeah, let's make this happen. Peace on earth in our time. Thank you. Lots of love.